Hello friends, welcome you all on Amazon Academy. How are you all? Hello guys. Any problem? Any discussion in DPP? Let's start the topic. If you don't have any issue in the DPPs or everything gets solved. Hello SDLM. Okay. So write your name LM and SD and then we'll start the class. SD is from Kanpur. Someone is LM is from Tamil. Okay, Telugu. He's Telugu. Tamil person. Class may take some time. It has already been started. Let's start the topic. Today we are going to discuss hydrocarbon part 2. That means we would be covering alkene and alkyne reactions and method of preparations. Let's start with the rituals. This is Ashutosh Gautam guys, and these are my credentials. These are live class best practice. You already know. Be polite with the peers and the teachers. Don't use uncivilized language. And if you have very big doubt, then you can place it in my doubt section. Without you can get the answer without disturbing the class. Okay. Good evening. Hello. Chitti bhi hai. Okay. System requirement is Chrome and Firefox version 6 of Android and 5 Mbps speed would be enough to run the class smoothly. Then this is the crash course we have planned in a very scientific way. We researched on the 62 past J papers, and we could figure out that from this research, a PCM has all 91 chapters, out of which 45 chapters are very important, which can take you to 190 plus marks. So we are going to revise this for these 45 chapters in two parts. 19 before March and 26 would be taught or discussed between March and April. Dedicated timetable would be given, which you can download from the class material. And this crash course would be based on the Ebbinghaus forgetting curve theory. Okay, these are the chapters which we are going to cover in March, and these are the chapters which we will cover between March and April. Hello. So let's start the topic. First one is elimination reaction. So before starting this, let me ask you a question. There are mainly two types of elimination. One is alpha elimination. The second one would be beta elimination. And the third one is gamma elimination. Let's have an example. We learn it with example. Ionic equilibrium would be covered before March. You can look here. Yes, equilibrium would be covered in March only, before March. So we are not going to discuss this 1-1 elimination or alpha elimination here. We will discuss beta elimination, which is very important. If you will look all the papers of 2020 and 19, there are three very important topics which are being asked regularly. One is reaction of alkene alkyne with HBr. Firstly, the second one is very important, that is, the first one is HBr, the second one can be okay, Br2, that means electrophilic addition and elimination. elimination, that to E2. Yes, alcoholic KOH. Alcoholic KOH is very favorite of examiners. And the last one is free radical halogenation. These are 4 subtopics which are being asked regularly from this chapter. My dear friends, you are late a bit. DVP question number 4, 7 and 8. Okay, we have already started, guys. Now let me take this DPP out. One minute. Okay, we are going to discuss question number 4 first. I'll quickly give an hint so that you can do it by your own. P, the question is what? DPP question number 4 says this P, Ni and H2 will give Q. Okay, P is an alkene. Now the other reaction part says this is the alkene which upon lithium and CuI, that means it will be Gilman's. So R would be Gilman's and this is CH and Br. Okay, so this is it. What are P in the P and Q in the following? P, and this is Q which is mentioned here. So what is P and Q? Okay, question number 4. What are the options? The options are suppose this is a P. If this is a P and it will go, this is a P, and if it will go for reduction, that means it would form this. Okay, so according to the option 1, this would be P and this would be what? Q. Okay, now if I make a Gilman's reagent here, this would be the negatively charged species which we would be discussing, CuLi, and it will go for ascent to here and form this compound. That means option A would be correct, my dear friend. Option, what is there, sir? Sir, I got confused with Li and CuLi. This is Gilman's. It will form firstly RLi, and RLi in presence of CuI will form R2CuLi, which is Gilman's reagent organometallic compound. It will go for elimination and SN2. Getting my point? So here only SN2 product is mentioned. So P would have 3 answers. He would have 3 answers, but you need to think about the reduction, and that will make a Q, and this Q should be the same one which is forming here. So this P should be like that. It would form Q, and this reaction sequence will also form the Q. So this P is the only one which relates with the Q, not all P's. All P must have many alkenes, but the one which would form Q and which will follow this reaction and form this compound again. So you need to ask yourself about that particular compound which can represent or which can satisfy both the reactions. Okay, next is what? Next question is what? 7. Let me think about this. Knocking. Okay, knocking is as I have already mentioned in the last lecture, you need to learn about the knocking leads to wastage of the fuel. It is knowledge based question, my dear friend. Knocking falls off in following order: straight chain, and then branched, and oleum, and the aromatic hydrocarbon. That means if a straight chain knocks more compared to the branched, so that the fuel is used in form of branched hydrocarbon, so that not knocking would be less, and engine efficiency or fuel efficiency would be better. The last one is tetraethyl lead. Yes, tetraethyl lead was used to as an anti-knocking agent. Last one is what? Eighth question says, okay, eighth question is very important. It has first part says SN2 reaction. This is PPH3. This is PPH3. This is, what is this? You must be asking about this only. So this is PPH3. Firstly, PPH3, I have already mentioned. PPX3 with RX will form RPPH3 positive, and then CS3Li will form a negative charge, and this will form a halide, and halide with the reaction with ketone or aldehyde will form alkene. This is Wittig reaction. So you need to learn about the Wittig reaction, my dear friend. So consider this P, and this phi is PPH3, triphenyl phosphine. Consider this phi symbol. What does it mean? So okay, it should be mentioned here, but it is not mentioning here. So this phi would be what? pH, that is 3 times. So triphenyl phosphine. Getting a point? Let's move to the theory part now. First one is elimination reaction, which says there are 3 types of elimination: alpha, beta, gamma. I have already mentioned. We are not going to discuss alpha here. Beta has 3 types. One is E1 elimination, the second one is E2 elimination, and the last one is E1CB elimination. Gamma will discuss later in presence of zinc plus dihalides. Getting a point? Hello, RA. Alpha is not important for JMS. No, we are not going to discuss here because of the formation of carbene. It is not been asked. Okay, let's move to the E1 part. What is E1 elimination? Can anyone tell E1 elimination? E1 elimination, that means formation of carbocation is necessary, E1 elimination, and then the elimination base eliminates the hydrogen from the beta position and creates what? Alkene. And this alkene can be of 2 types. One is Sadzef and the other one would be Hofmann. Write in the comment box which alkene represents more stable alkene. There would be 2 products, Sadzef and Hofmann. Which alkene actually represents more stable alkene? Sadzef or Hofmann? Okay, Sadzef. AM says Sadzef. Write your name, AM. The next one is E2, which also form 2 types of alkenes, Sadzef and Hofmann. We will discuss the mechanism here. The Sadzef would be better or major. The last one is Sadzef and Hofmann, and here in case of E1CB, interestingly, Hofmann would be the major product. Hofmann would be the major product, my dear friends. Now let me explain you the mechanism of E1, E2 and E1CB. What actually happens in case of E1, E2 and E1CB? This is beta type, beta elimination type. We are writing leaving group here, and I'm just considering these 2 bonds. This is CH bond and this is CLG bond. Let's have an example. I'm writing X here and this is Y. What is X and Y? This is X and Y is a rate of bond breaking. Let's have rate, how fast it will break. So X and Y are respective rates of bond breaking. Now let me explain you. Now what? There are three conditions. First condition is H and Lg break simultaneously, they might break simultaneously and form alkene. The other condition can be rate of y, that would be greater than x, and then third one is x would be greater than y. Now if CX bond and CLG bond, they both bonds break simultaneously, that means this reaction mechanism would represent E2. That means alkene like transition state. The transition state would be of alkene type or alkene like. The second one is very important. When Lg breaks first, if Lg would take its electron and break first, it will create a partial negative charge here. It will create a partial positive charge here. So that means in case of 2, the transition state would be having carbocationic properties. That means this would represent what? E1. Lastly, if CX bond breaks first, these bonds will shift to this carbon, and now the transition state would be having anionic character. So this would represent what? E1Cb. Getting my point? Let me revise it first. Yes, let me revise it. If rate x and y is equal, that means bond breaking of CH and CLG is equal. That means transition state would be having characters of alkene, and this represents what? E2 elimination. Second one is if x is lesser than or slower than the y, that means CLG bond break first by taking its electron. That means transition state would be having cationic character. That means reaction would be what? E1. The last one is if x is greater than y, that means transition state would be having an ionic character, or that means reaction represent what? E1 Cp. Getting my point? Is it clear, my dear friends? Let's move to the next part of it. Clear? Okay. So in E1, carbocation forms. In E1Cb, carbanion forms. Whereas in E2, alkene like transition state form. Carbanionic. Yes, anionic means carbanionic. Yes, carbanionic character. बिल्कुल सही. Absolutely correct. Let's move to the next part. Let me ask you a question. Then we'll move further. Which of the following will show kinetic isotopic effect? Kinetic isotopic effect. पहला A is E1 E2 mechanism, and C is E1 Cb mechanism, and D is none of these. This might be multiply correct. So kinetic isotopic effect. What is kinetic isotopic effect? Suppose when you consider the rate of the reaction, you look for the RDS. If in RDS step CH bond breaks, then rate will get deferred when isotopes are used, because in case of CH bond breaking and CD bond breaking, CH bond is very weak because CH bond is longer one and CD is a bit shorter, CD is shortest. That means this is the weakest bond. so it will break easily, and because of that rate of reaction would be 7 times more compared to the CD bond breaking. So CH bond breaking is part of RDS, the rate of reaction increases by 7 times. So you need to consider in the RDS whether in E1, E2 or even CB, if CH bond breaking participate into the RDS, the rate of reaction will get changed and kinetic isotopic effect would get be observed. Okay, I'll change the color, my dear friends. I'll choose this pink. So which of the following will show kinetic isotopic effect? You know about E1. E1 says this is the, for an example, this is E1 elimination. For an example, this is RX, that will form a carbocation first because Lg leaves first, and then in presence of a base this goes to alkene. So formation of carbocation is RDS. This bond breaking, CH bond breaking, is not part of RDS. That means even in E1 kinetic isotopic effect is not observed. Yes, CH bond and CLG bond break simultaneously. That means it is the part of RDS. That means is kinetic isotopic effect is observed in this. Whereas in E1 CB, CH bond breaks first. Okay, fine. So it break first. And what about the kinetic isotopic effect? Yes, kinetic isotopic effect is observed. Getting my point? So this is it, guys. This is elimination. Now let me ask you a question, and I'll give my trick to solve these kind of problems. This question would be given like this. Suppose this is Br, and this is H, and this is D, and this is H, and alcoholic KH is given. Alcoholic KH, what does it mean by alcoholic KH? As it comes, that means elimination is about to occur, and mainly elimination is about to occur, and mainly E2, but sometimes even CP also. Oh, what I mentioned. One minute. No, not for this in case of E2 and E1 CV, B and C. I've crossed this because the bond breaking, CH bond breaking, is not part of RDS, so it will not be observed in E1. No, it will not be observed in E1 because the RDS does not have any CH bond breaking. It has just have CX bond breaking. So what is kinetic isotopic effect? Let's have an example. You need to first find out the RDS of the reactions. If in RDS of the reaction CH bond breaks, that means kinetic isotopic effect would be observed. And if you use CD in case of CH, the rate of reaction would be 7 times faster in case of CH than the CD, because CH bond breaks 7 times faster because it has higher bond length. So higher the bond length, weaker would be the bond. Getting my point? Clear? Essay. Let's move to the next part. So if this kind of question is asked and you need to answer about the product, how would you answer? First of all, let me ask you one thing. The elimination, E2 elimination, is syn or anti? E2 elimination is syn or anti? Syn or anti? Syn or anti? Anti. That means E2 elimination agar anti to, yes, anti. That means this H and this H and this Br would get removed. I have two options here. Let's say I can remove H and I can remove D. Which would I should remove so that the reaction would be faster? I have already mentioned the kinetic isotopic effect. I have two options here. This is the alpha, this is the Br leaving group, and this is the beta position. Yes, I will remove H, and that too in the anti position. So I'll firstly convert this into, in a very easy way, into what? I'll convert this into the Sawhorse group. This is the Sawhorse projection, and then I'll make this BR and this H anti to each other and to find out the product easily. This is the Newman projection of this given formula. Now I'll make this BR shift a bit here, somewhere here. So these bonds would be shifted here. I'll shift this edge, not this way. I'll shift this edge opposite side here. So this CS3 would be here and this D would be here. So that I can mark the H and BR opposite side. Let's have an example. This would be like that. This is the BR after shifting this way. This would be H and this would be what? CH3. And what about this? This would be H, this would be CH3, and this would be what? D. Now remove the H and BR because they are anti now. H and BR are now anti. So remove this and write as it is there in this projection. H would be along with the D and the CS3 would be along with this CS3 and form a double bond. So this would be the configuration of product, my dear friends. So configuration can be asked. Clear? So this is the way to answer. The other way to answer is remove this BR and H. We will look, H would be with CS3 and CS3 would be D. So make it opposite because of this anti elimination. So this is the other way, tricky way, but this is the best way, easy way, and this is the foolproof way to answer, my dear friends. Getting a point? Clear? Now the next question arises, why anti-elimination is mostly preferred over the syn elimination? Because of this, my dear friends. This is Lg, this is Lg sigma bond, and this is the Lg. Every sigma bonding would be having oppositely sigma anti bonding, and if you are putting electrons to the anti bonding, this bond will get shifted. Getting my point? So this is the H. Let's say an example. This is H, which is opposite to the Lg. Being the opposite side of the Lg, you would be aligned to the anti bonding of CLg bond parallel to each other. So the shifting of electrons to the parallel orbital would be easy compared to the in case of syn elimination. This would be the arrangement. Lg and H would be same side. This would be the anti bonding, and this is the bonding. You need to shift this way. This would be a bit difficult to transfer this way. This is the best way to transfer. Let's have an example. This is a CH bond and this is the anti bonding, CLg anti bonding. This is the easy way, and this is the difficult way. Getting a point? This is the H and this is the anti bonding. This is the difficult way. This is the easiest way, and this can only be possible when H and Lg would be opposite to each other. Getting my point? Let me check it once, my dear friend. SA. Let me check it once. Now let's move. Yeah, this is called as dehydrohalogenation. Yes. Now let me ask some question so that I'll come to know whether you are understanding or not. If I place a fluorine here and placing alcoholic KOH, which is a base, what would be the major product and reaction occur through which mechanism? A or B? Which would be the major product, A or B? If you answer this, then we'll move forward. A or B? ZF E1CB Aditya. ZF. If it is E1CB, E1CB, in case of E1CB, more acidic H will get removed. In case of E1CB, more acidic H will get removed, and Halfman would be the major product, my dear friend, not ZF. In case of E1CB, that means this is the fluorine, which is poor leaving group. Why poor leaving group show E1CB? Because as per the transition state spectrum, if we want E1CB to occur, that is unimolecular elimination through conjugate base formation, that means we need a poor leaving group, so that H removes first, then the leaving group. We don't want Lg to remove first or with the CH bond breaking, so we need a poor leaving group which will make the H at the beta position acidic. So this is H1 and this is H2, and H2 would be more acidic because of this plus I of this CH3. So this H would be more acidic. So this H will get removed first, and then it will create a internal nucleophile to remove F. So what about this? So this would be the A would be the major. Yes, Chitti says E. A. Okay. Okay, Chitti robot. So this would be the major product, my dear friend, in case of poor leaving group, and because of this poor leaving group, this H would get acidic, and this H will get removed faster, in a faster way. Getting my point? So this is very easy to answer. Let's move to the next part and try to consider if this question would have been like this: Cl or Br or I, not fluorine, and I would have been if someone would have been placed alcoholic KOH, what would be the major product, A or B? In case of F, this was the major product. In case of ClBrI, what would be the major product, A or B? ZF. Yes, the product would be A, and that is called as ZF, and the mechanism would be what, E2. Yes, Chirag says absolutely correct. This would be the difference. Let's move to the next part. Next question, very easy question. If this would have been the compound and alcoholic KOH would be given, what would be the product and the mechanism followed? Product and mechanism. What would be the product and mechanism followed? E1, E2, E1CB. E1, E2, E1CB. What would be the product? Product would be very easy. This is the only H which can be removed. If this H would be removed, Cl cannot be removed here. Only the beta position or alpha position would get removed. That means if this H removed from this beta position, leaving group will be removed from the alpha position. That means this would be the product, and mechanism would be, as fluorine is the fluorine is now is the leaving group. That means the mechanism would be what, E1CB. This is, and again, interesting. Let me remind you one more interesting reaction which you have studied in case of carbonyl compound, or in the in the topic of naming reaction. Suppose this is it, alcoholic KOH and heat. What would be the product, A or B? Which product would be the major product? Sorry, question number. What would be the major product? And it reminds you which important reaction of carbonyl compound. AM says A. Okay, this is alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound. This actually occur in which reaction? This is an aldol compound. This is ketone, or this is OH. So this is aldol, and this process is called as condensation. So that alpha beta unsaturated compounds are formed So this product is called as aldol condensation product. Getting my point? So this is called as aldol condensation product. Let's move to the next part. A very beautiful question is waiting for you. Compare the rate of E2. Compare the rate of E2 elimination. First one is this. Second one is this. Third one, this one. Fourth one is this one, and fifth one is this. What would be the rate of reaction of R1? This is R2, R3. Let's have an example, R4 and R5. Compare the rate of E2 elimination. Very interesting question, because they both will form the same compound. These both will form the same compound. This and this will form a bit different compound, but the similar to third and fourth. So they both have the same compound. What would be the order? R1, R2, R3, R4, R5. As we know, my dear friend, they'll form the same compound. We will look for how H would get removed easily. This H is 1 degree, so base can reach to the terminal hydrogen easily to remove it faster. This H is in the inside of this compound. That means this is 3 degree, so relatively this H would get removed by the base is not as easy as from the first. The second and third and fourth have the same issue. This is 1 degree hydrogen which would be removed easily, and this is the secondary hydrogen that would take a longer time than the third one. What about the fourth one? Fifth. What about fifth and fourth? We can compare in the fifth and fourth. CH bond removal is a bit easier compared to the CD one. Question number in DPP. Question number in DPP, what? It is given, no? Question number in DPPs or not given. So what would be the order? This would be the order R1, R2, R3, R4, R5. As the ZZF product of this is stable compared to this and this, so alkene stability, then we'll look for the H removal. So this alkene is comparatively more stable than this. So R1, R2 comes first, then R3, R4, and lastly, due to kinetic isotopic effect, this would be the last. Getting my point? So removal of H from terminal carbon, that would be relatively easier than the 1 degree carbon, that would be easier compared to the second one. Clear? Okay, let's move to the next question. That is very important. If I draw a Cl here, and this is a methyl group, and I'm keeping like this, tertiary butoxide, potassium tertiary butoxide, that means this is the base. Secondly, I used alcoholic KOH, and third one I have used tertiary ethyl amine. Just answer me, which of the following would be having the same compound? Either AB would be having same compound, BC would be having same compound, or AC would be having same compound. Considering this tertiary butoxide is bulky base, and if base is bulky, it will not reach to the hydrogen which is present at more substituted positions. So it will snatch the hydrogens which is in very easy approach. I'll cover maximum important topics, my dear friend, because I had only 2 classes of hydrocarbon. The first one is E1 CB Hoffman, second one is E2 ZZF, and third one is E1 ZZF. This is a very good base. This is also a very good base, so this would be E2, E2, E2 only. But the product would be different. This tertiary butoxide is very bulky base. So bulky base cannot reach to this hydrogen to form a ZZF product. It will take out this hydrogen and form Hofmann product. That means in case of fluorine and bulky base, Hofmann would be the major product. Hofmann would be the major product. In case of this and this tertiary ethylamine, this is also a bulky base and form this product, whereas E2 will form a ZZF product like this. That means A and C, because of their bulkiness, they cannot reach to the hydrogen which can form the ZZF product. So it will form hydrogen Hofmann product by removing the H from the lesser substituted carbon. So C is Hofmann, this is also Hofmann, and this is ZZF. So that means it is clear now. There are, till now we have come to know that Hofmann product, Hofmann alkene would be major, in case of E1CB and in case of bulky base. These are the key points till now. Let's move to the next part, my dear friends. Clear? Okay. Next question is, what would be the order of E2 among these four? Order of E2, depending on the leaving group tendency. What would be the order? Yes, absolutely correct. CH bond is longer, CD bond is smaller, and CT is the smallest or shortest. Longer the bond, weaker the bond. Longer the bond length, weaker would be the strength. That means the bond length would be CH and then CD, then CT. Yes, absolutely correct. Now write what would be the answer with respect to the leaving group. I, Br or Cl or F, which would be removed easily? Yes, because of the leaving group tendency, I minus is the better leaving group compared to the Br minus and then Cl minus and then F minus. This would be the order which we should discuss. Getting my point? Clear? Clear? Now let's move to the next question, which is very important. Suppose this would have been there. This would have been there. An alcoholic KOH. What would be the answer? A. Your mind says A, but your heart says B. What would be the answer? If this is given, you need to remove H, either this position, beta position or gamma position. What would be the answer? Yes, this is the conjugated alkene. This would be the product, but what is the mechanism based? This is the H will get removed. Now let me explain you in slow motion. This H will get removed by the base OH minus. This will create negative charge here. This negative charge will create double bond. It will go into resonance. This double bond will break down and create a negative charge. This negative charge will create a bond and remove this Cl by acting as internal nucleophile. This is the way through which this product will get formed. This H cannot be removed. This is the vinylic hydrogen, which is not this bond is as strong. This cannot be removed by the alcoholic KOH. This is vinylic hydrogen. The slow motion. Okay, let me explain in slow motion. This is the H. Firstly, this H will get removed by the OH minus. This will create a negative charge. We know the resonance now. Next part is resonance between this pi bond and negative charge. Lone pair convert into bond pair convert into lone pair. Now this negative charge will act as internal nucleophile here, will create a double bond here, and this Cl will get removed. Clear? 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 Is it okay? Let's move to the next part. What will happen if I use this tertiary butoxide potassium, or this is the base, plus CH3I? What would be the product? A, carbene, B, ether, C, no reaction. This is very interesting, my dear friends. You must have studied this equation reaction in alcohol phenol ether. I've already made a hint. What would be the answer? Yes, ether. What is the name of this reaction? What is the name of this reaction? What is the name of this reaction? Anjali says, what is the name of this reaction? It starts from W, I, L, L. Yes, Williamson's ether. Williamson's ether synthesis. This can confuse you because bulky base plus Rx give elimination, but not always, because it should have beta position hydrogen, otherwise the H will not be present. Let's move to the next part, my dear friend. This is elimination is one of the favorite topic of examiner. It is being asked in a different way. Suppose it has given from, let's, next part is from vicinal dihalide. If you want to convert vicinal dihalide into hydrocarbon, you need to take what? RCHX, CH2X. You need to take zinc. That zinc will transfer its electrons, Zn plus 2 and 2 electrons. These 2 electrons will be given as 1 by 1 and form radical, and this radical will form what? CH double bond CH2. Or it is transferred to a single carbon that can also form the product. So zinc can be used. Getting my point? In case of vicinal dihalide. In case of from gem dihalide. In case of gem dihalide, that means RCH2CH and X, alcoholic KOH is used, and this alcoholic KOH will form this compound. But next time, because if you want to create alkyne from it, you need to remove the vinylic hydrogen, which cannot be removed from the alcoholic KOH. So a stronger base NaNH2 is used to remove this H, and this is X. But if X would have been in sin, will zinc react with it? My dear friend, this is single bond rotation. There is no sin or anti here. You can write like this also. There is no sin or anti here. This is single bond rotation. It can rotate. This can form conformers, not sin or anti. Clear? Now let's, this is very important. I need to make a point that in 2019 and 20, I've researched both the papers and came to know that E2 elimination or alcoholic KOH is their favorite. Then the HPR. They are keep on asking these two topics again and again and again every time. Let me explain you through some examples. The question number 1 says the major product obtained E2 elimination by 3-bromo 2-fluoropentane. What would be the answer? Very interesting question. 3-bromo and 2-fluoro. What does it mean? I have to perform E2. Fluorine removal shows it will go through E1 Cb, whereas removal of Br ensures the reaction mechanism of E2. That means we need to remove this Br. What would be the product? Very interestingly, Anjali says B. You can remove H from this side or remove H from that side. H and Br remove simultaneously. So I cannot increase the rate of bond breaking of Br, but I can increase the bond breaking of this H, because base will come to take this H plus faster than this. Yes. So answer would be what? C, my dear friends. Very important, very interesting question. Next, again, this is the bulky base 2020 3rd September JEE mains question. This is a bulky base which will go for Setzev or Huffman. You already know. So what would be the answer? If you are able to solve the previous year questions, that means we are on the right track. Oh, Setzev is C. Yes. So the major product in the following reaction is, EM says, my dear friend, I cannot increase the rate of CBr bond breaking, but I can increase the bond breaking of CH, because this CH bond is relatively acidic because of the presence of fluorine. So base will take this H plus relatively easier. So if H goes easier or faster, the Br would also go faster. That means we need to consider here the a bit acidity of the hydrogen. That's why the answer would be what? C. 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 और अल्फा एच भी ज़्यादा है. It has 5 alpha H. It has 4 alpha H. Steric hindrance is only considered when a 3-degree hydrogen or 3-degree carbon would be there, not in case of 2-degree. H is very small. Carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. Second period, smallest element. Second period, smallest element, because as you go this way, size decreases. Oh, okay. Let's move to the next part, my dear friend. What would be the answer? What would be the answer? Tertiary butoxide, you have TBUOH. H है यहाँ तो. Okay, H है यहाँ तो. H है यहाँ तो. H है यहाँ तो. H है यहाँ तो. This is not TBUO minus K plus. This is not tertiary butoxide. This is tertiary butanol. This is not tertiary butanol. This is tertiary butanol. Butanol. Butoxide नहीं है भाई. This is not tertiary butoxide. It does not have base. ये तो मैंने मेंशन ही नहीं किया था. मैंने भी अभी देखा. If it would have been this, we need to go for what? Okay, so heat and this. Okay, so this would be the answer. Bombay, yes. Elimination. Chalo. Consider this TBU. Okay, let's move to the next part. This is the important point we need to consider, and this is the important word, respectively. Now, neopentyl alcohol. This is neopentyl alcohol. neopentyl alcohol. This is neopentyl alcohol, and it is going heated with H plus heat. That means जैसे ही H plus heat आता है, that means H plus and heat represents E1 elimination. It should be, I think I made a mistake. This would be TBO minus K plus, or typing error. If this is TBO minus K plus, that means this will go towards what? E2 elimination, and the Huffman product would be there. If it is actually TBUOH, if this is TBUOH, that means it cannot go for E2. Okay, SN1 option is there. It cannot go. If it is this cannot go SN2. Okay, it might go SN1, but the option is not given according to the SN1, so it would go what? E1. So this should go E1 if this is given. If this is not the typing error, so this should go E1, because this I bond break, this positive charge will form. This is a very poor nucleophile and base, so this positive charge will form, that will rearrange and should, okay, this will go for E1. That means this would be the product. If this is not, let me check it whether this is a typo error or not. If it is not, if it is tertiary BuOH alcohol only, then we'll go for E1 elimination. E1, this should be an E1 elimination. Then E1 elimination, that means carbocation will form here, and it would be having lesser hydrogens, so it will go here. It will create 4 hydrogens, then it will go here. It will create one more number of hydrogen increases, and then it will go for elimination E1. That means this would be the product. So where is the option? Yes, D should be the option if it is TBUOH. If it is TBUO minus K plus, this would be the answer. Or if it is TBUOH is the option, this would be the answer. Getting my point? Clear? So it might be a typo error. So let me check it once. You also check. I have mentioned both the pathways, TBO minus and TBUOH. Let's move to the next part. 85% and 15%, that means this is a Setzef product and this is a Huffman product of this, and this reaction goes through E1 elimination. If it goes with E1 elimination, that means it will form a carbocation. So that would be TBO minus. That means that would be TBUO minus K plus. Here. Now let's move to the next part. OH. It will rearrange the product like this, and it will form a Setzef and Huffman product like that. This would be the Setzef and this would be the Huffman. So this would be 85% and this would be was 15%. What would be the answer? What would be the answer? What would be the answer? Firstly, respectively, that means first we need to mention the 85% product. That means answer क्या हो जाएगा? B for Bombay. B for Bombay. Let's move to the next question again. Have you noticed that 3rd September 2000 or 2nd September 2020 question was asked about E2? 3rd September JEE Mains 2020 more question was asked about tertiary butoxide. Next 4th September JEE Mains 2020 a question was asked for E2, and now the 10th January JEE Mains 2020 one more question was asked on alcoholic KOH excess. That means their favorite is alcoholic KOH. They love alcohol. Lick KOH. Clear? Let's move to the next part. What would be the answer, my dear friend? If this Br will go for E2 elimination and this Br goes for E2 elimination, this Br will take the H from this side and this Br will take H from this side, so that conjugated compound is formed. But question will not end here. This will create double bond and this will create a double bond. So where it is mentioned, this is not the option, this is not the option. So there are two options, and the missing part of it is this, whether it is form cis or trans. So it will form a trans product because trans product is ZF. That means the answer would be what? A. Yes, SA says A, KR says A. Very good, very good, very good, very good, very good. Let me give a bit time to you all so that you can do this question, and let me take a bit rest of speaking a bit. What would be the answer? AM says A, KR says A, SA says A. Absolutely correct. 10th April JEE Mains 2019 question, again based on ETO-NA, that means alcoholic KOH. This shows E2 and then the addition, electrophilic addition. What is the answer, my dear friends? C. Krapal says C. AM says C. Okay. So E2 elimination will form this product, and because of HBr addition, again it will be converted into electrophilic addition, and this H will be placed here and this Br would get placed here. D. Anjali says D. Why D? This is the product X, and by HBr addition you will form Br, add Br here. So answer would be C. AM says Z. C. I forgot rearrangement. Where is the rearrangement needed? No rearrangement needed. H would be here and Br would be here. No rearrangement, not at all. Okay, came in 2021, my shift. Okay, very good. Now let's move to the Kolbe electrolysis. This is very easy. If you want to create alkene from it, you need to take the salt of oxalic acid and go for Kolbe electrolysis. The trick is remove the CO2, form a radical, remove a CO2 and form the radical, remove the CO2, form the radical. Now this bond will get formed and this alkene would be the product. So form the radical and then complete the product. Suppose you want to create alkyne, you need to be like this, it need to be like this: CH CH, C double bond O Na and COO minus Na. So make the radical like this and this product would be formed. Okay, so Kolbe electrolysis is very easily, we need not to discuss this more, but the next part I want to discuss here is some more elimination things are there. So some more elimination part is remaining, that is syn elimination. Sometimes syn elimination takes place. syn elimination takes place. And in case of syn elimination, Hofmann would be the major product. First one is pyrolysis of ether. Pyrolysis of ether. This creates what? Syn elimination. R C double bond O O CH2 CH and this H. Now what will happen in this bond shifts here, and due to this syn elimination occur. H and the leaving group leaves from the same side. R C double bond OH and alkene would be the product. This is called as pyrolysis of ether. Secondly, heating of amine oxide. Heating of amine oxide. That's an example. This will heat with H2O2 first. This will form an amine oxide, and by heating this it will go into elimination and form alkene. This is alpha and this is beta. This will become the leaving group. So amine oxide heating can also lead to what's an elimination, my dear friends. Next is very important. That is, next is HEME. What is HEME? HEME is Hofmann exhaustive methylation followed by elimination. Now what actually happens here? The question is asked like this: nitrogen have positive charge and this is Me, and OH is given to it. Now this is the alpha position, this is beta, this is alpha and this is beta. This NMe, yeah, this nitrogen, this NMe3 positive is so much acidic, it will create or make the beta hydrogens very acidic. So it will form what? Hofmann product. This H will become acidic and you will get the Hofmann product, not the Seltzer product as the major product. So you look for the beta position hydrogens so that you can remove it, and the H should be very acidic like this. I'll repeat the question. This is the positive charge, this is the alpha and this is the beta position, this is alpha and this is the beta position, and this is alpha and beta. Now tell me, this is the beta 1, this is beta 2 and this is beta 3. Which H is the most acidic hydrogen? Which H would be having the most acidic hydrogen? Beta 1, beta 2 or beta 3? Pyrolysis of ester. भावनाओं को समझो. Pyrolysis of ester. Yes, you are absolutely right. Okay. Now which beta hydrogen is the most acidic? Beta 1, beta 2 or beta 3? Yes, beta 3 is most acidic. So product would be like this. This H will be removed from this hydrogen and this would be the leaving group. So the product would be nitrogen Me plus this alkene. Good afternoon, good afternoon. So this would be the product. Let me start the next topic, that is electrophilic addition. You already know about the electrophilic addition. Electrophilic addition can be done to HX or HBr. If alkyne is present, Hg salts are used. Hg plus 2 plus H2SO4. These are 2 points which are very important. Let's start to some questions. Electrophilic addition, which are very easy. This question was asked in 2nd September 2020. What would be the answer? Ring expansion actually occur in this question. So what would be the answer? A, B, C, D. Very easy question. Oxymercuration, demercuration, OMDM. That is called as OMDM. This is hydration of what? Alkyne. The other form of hydration of alkene is HBO, or you can use the dilute H2SO4. These are the three methods by which you can add water into alkene or alkyne. What would be the answer? A, B, C, D. This question was asked in 2nd September JEE Mains 2020. GM says B. B. Are you sure? Firstly, we will create the carbocation. This is the carbocation, my dear friend. And it will go for expansion. What to expand the product? 1, 2 and 3. Now 1 and 3 will form the bond. 2 and 3 will break. This bond between 2 and 3 will break, and this positive charge will shift from 1 to 2. That means this would be the structure having the positive charge, and after this elimination occur, even elimination, which can form two products, product A and this is product B. One is ZF and the other one will be half one. This is half one product and this is a ZF product. So A would be the answer. Yes, A, Sir Aditya. Okay, yes, A would be the answer considering the rearrangement. Okay, let's move to the next part. Very important. Now consider the following reaction. A is a hydrocarbon which gives a precipitate with the Ag2O. That means you need to know that terminal alkynes actually reacts with toluenes and gives white precipitate. This is the hint. Whereas terminal alkyne with CuCl2NH4OH will give red precipitate with terminal alkyne. So A is something among these four which give precipitate with the toluenes and give Ag2O. That means toluenes like compound and will give precipitated out. Survive carbocation. Alkene, this H plus will attack here and form a carbocation. Electrophilic addition reaction. This is an example of electrophilic addition. Clear? More stable alkene will be formed. That is the ZF rule. Heat is given, no. So this is even elimination. If it would have not been given, the product would have been alcohol. Heat is given. Clear? Let's move to the next part of it. A is a terminal alkyne which will give white precipitate with the toluenes reagent or Ag2O, and it will go for electrophilic addition or hydration and form B, and this B on reduction forms C, and C is some kind of alcohol which will give Lucas test in 5 minutes. 5 minutes, that means it should be 2-degree alcohol, because 3-degree alcohol give turbidity immediately. 2-degree takes 5 to 7 minutes, whereas 1-degree will not give any test. So what would be the answer? The answer can be only B, because this is a terminal alkyne which give precipitate out, and if I'll go for Hg, H plus, that means it will be hydrogenated, sorry, it would be what? Hydrated like this. This is the enol. This enol will convert into what? Ketone first. Now this ketone in presence of NaBH4 will convert into alcohol, that is 2-degree alcohol. Now this 2-degree alcohol in presence of Lucas reagent, that is ZnCl2 HCl, will give turbidity in 5 minutes. So it was a good question. Yes, B is the answer. B would be the answer because we need 2-degree alcohol. Yeah, let's move to the next part of it. This is also a good question. Again, as I said, this oxymercuration, demercuration, this is sorry, Hg plus 2 addition with H2SO4 is very important. What would be the answer? Firstly, you will add H plus and OH minus, that means hydration of alkyne, which will create either aldehyde or ketone. Mostly ketone will form. So what is the X? X would be this, will convert into what? Ketone. So this is X. Now this shows nucleophilic addition and then what? Elimination. This is even elimination. So what would be the final answer, my dear friends? What would be the answer? Why? HF product बनाना है. B is the answer, sir. B is the answer. Yes. Now this C2H5O minus will attack and form a 3-degree alcohol here. And now this alcohol in presence of concentrate H2SO4 will give what? Even elimination. So it will form a carbocation here, and this carbocation, this carbocation will firstly shift, rearrange this way. Now it will form what? ZF and Halfman product. This and this. So answer would be what? B. Sir, in the last question there will be no heat with HCl, then what will be happen? Okay, in the last question, if this H3O plus would have been given, this will go through this H2O would act as what? This H2O would act as nucleophile, and this would be the last product if heat would have been not given. Getting my point? Then this would have been electrophilic addition, but because of this heat, this would be the product. Yeah, AM, is it clear? Next electrophilic addition is addition of X2. If X2 alone would have been added, X and X would have been there, but here Cl2 and water is given. If this kind of combination would have been given, Cl plus would act as electrophile, whereas water would act as what? Nucleophile. Because when carbocation forms NCC, non-classical carbocation, now the next attack is very fast, so solvent itself acts as nucleophile. Yes, hydrogen will form. Yes, hydrogen. So what is the answer? Hydrogen will form. Yes, hydrogen will form. Yes, hydrogen will form. My dear friend, we don't have time. We just have 10 minutes, so that we should move forward so that we can cover more topics. We don't have time. We just have 10 minutes, 10 more minutes. So let's move to the next part, that is reduction. You all know about the reduction. The famous question about reduction is this. The famous question of reduction is like this. This is very famous question. It will go for Na, NH3, and it will form a product A. Similarly, if it goes like this, PdBaSO4 plus H2, it will form compound B. What is the relation between A and B? What is the relation between A and B? P. Very good question. They are geometrical isomers. B. They are diastereomers. C. They are same products. Or D. None of these. B is syn alkane. So what is the relation? Yes. You have four options: P, Q, R, S. P, Q, R, S. P, Q, R, S. P, Q, R, S. What happened, my dear friend? The last answer. This one. This. Okay. Firstly, this will form a non-classical carbocation. Non-classical carbocation will form, and now this water will attack on the carbon, which would be having more partial positive charge to get stabilized. Or if carbocation would have been formed, it would have been formed here, so that water will attack on that position where proposed carbocation would have been formed. That means this ring will break like this, and the product would be OH CH2Cl. So where is the question? Answer C. C would be the answer. Okay. Now next part, what is the answer? They are geometrical isomers. This is Birch reduction. This is Birch reduction. In this reduction, anti-addition will take place, and trans alkene will be the product. Whereas in this case, cis alkene would be the product. What is the relation between these two? They are geometrical isomers. Yes. They are diastereomers. Yes. Both are correct. Why they are diastereomers? Diastereomers, by definition, it sounds like this: stereoisomers which are not mirror image of each other. Cis and trans, they are stereoisomers. Yes. They are mirror image of each other. No. That means they fit into the definition of diastereomers. That's why cis and trans or geometrical isomers are diastereomers. Not all the geometrical isomers are diastereomers. They have other options, but usually all geometrical isomers are diastereomers. Clear? 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 Let's move to the next part. That is ozonolysis. Ozonolysis, we already know there are two types. One is reductive ozonolysis, the other one is oxidative. Let me explain you. If ozone and secondly zinc is given, or dimethyl sulfide is given, or triphenyl phosphine is given, then this is considered as reductive ozonolysis. What will you do? You will break the bond, break the double bond, and add oxygen to it. This is just the way to answer. That's one example. If this would have been given, ozonolysis is given, that means O3 and zinc H2O is given, break the double bond, add the oxygen. That means this would be the product. GM. Oh my dear friend, GM. Actually, I don't have time right now, so I'll prepare in between 4 to 8 of this month, and I'll try to come as soon as possible through this 20-page reagent list. Next one is oxidative. It would be like this: if ozone is given and no such reducing agents are given, or some oxidative agents are also given like H2O2 or any peroxy acid, then oxidative ozonolysis is considered. What to do that? Similarly, break the double bond and add oxygen to it. If any aldehyde is formed, secondly, if aldehyde is formed, it get further oxidized into acid. This is the only difference. Otherwise it would be same. If ketone is formed, it will not oxidize further. If aldehyde is formed and oxidative ozonolysis is given, that means the final product would not be aldehyde, the final product would be what? Acid. So this is oxidative ozonolysis. How it actually happens, let's have an example to understand this. If this would have been given, ozone is given, it will form a ozonide like this. Now what will happen? This will form a, this is a huge mechanism. Just try to understand. This will form a ketone or aldehyde. Now this oxygen is the third oxygen, which is nascent oxygen. If this nascent oxygen is not controlled, it will convert the aldehyde into ketone. So zinc will take up this electron and convert into ZNO. That's why this is called as reducing agent. Similarly, dimethyl sulfide converted into dimethyl sulfoxide by taking this. Triphenyl phosphine will take this and form a strongest pi bond and form this triphenyl phosphine oxide. So this reducing agent takes this nascent oxygen so that the aldehyde will not get further oxidized. So this is the basic phenomena. Yes, very good. Ag2O can also be used. This is also oxidizing agent. Yes, very good, very good. Well, Ag2O is will be reductive side. No, oxidative. Ag2O is oxidative only, yaar. This tolerance is oxidizing agent. So this would be considered in oxidative ozonolysis only. Let's move to the questions, my dear friends. Let me help you to do some questions. This is the 4th September JMains 2020 questions. Major product B would be what? First one is HI, heat, and the second one A is alcohol. Alcohol is formed and this H2SO4 is given, that represent what? E1 elimination. So what would be the product? What would be the product? HI will be given here. So this bond will break like this. Firstly, CH3, this H will go here. My dear friend, I have only 90 minutes, so I chose only most important reactions which are being asked and regularly being asked. Some other reactions are obviously there, like aromatization, like isomerization. These are the knowledge based questions, like what is tetraethyl lead, knocking reagent, octane number, C10 number. Then that might be asked, but I cannot cover all these in 90-minute session. So they might be important, but not as we have discussed. Okay, so the alcohol would be like this H and this is I, because firstly CH3, CH2, CH, CH3, H2, and this will be OH because reaction will go for SN2, and this would be the CH3, CH2. Now what? Now you will form the carbocation here, that will shift to this position by hydride shift, so that more stable carbocation can form. CH2CH positive, CH3, and this CH3. Now elimination will lead to what? This Bombay. Getting? So this is it, guys. So this was the session, and next we will go for some other chapter. You must be having your schedule, so we'll be discussing some more important tricks and tips depending on the Eban-Gauss forgetting curve theory. So keep in touch. Keep attending the classes. I'll be there for you till your exam. So this is it. Happy learning, happy learning, happy learning, happy learning, happy learning with Amazon Academy.
For detailed videos, daily practice problems and live chat, visit academy.amazon.in or download the app.